Known for efficiency on the range and in the feedlot, easygoing disposition, and high-quality end product, Herefords are poised to bring heterosis to the nation's black cow herd at a time when the industry needs it most. Rising inputs, competition for grains with the biofuel industry, and the economic stress on the American household are all putting pressure on the profitability of the cattle producer. Angus breeders want proof of what Herefords can bring to their programs. With this in mind, the American Hereford Association set out to prove through real-world research projects the undeniable value of heterosis and that Hereford bulls are the best choice to breed America's predominantly black cow herd. The American Hereford Association commissioned a crossbreeding study with nationally renowned Angus operation Circle A Ranch located in Iberia, Missouri, to document the advantages of crossing Hereford genetics on commercial Angus cows. Economically relevant traits such as weaning weight, feedlot gain, feed efficiency, and fertility from the black baldy females were all measured and compared to straight commercial Angus cattle. Mark Aiken, Circle A Ranch General Manager, was instrumental in designing and managing the research project.
What we've seen so far is that the cattle are pretty vigorous at birth. The heifers, the steers did a nice job of going in and feeding out. Their gains were very complimentary and sometimes exceeded some of their contemporaries in the Angus side. But the female side was really what piqued my interest, because we have bred purebred Angus for all these years, and that's really what piqued my interest, is because I was curious if the heterosis from the cross would make available a better conception rate for us, and it did.
Dan Mosier, Kansas State University Associate Professor, summarized the Circle A project. The Hereford cross calves showed the advantage from birth. Average birth weight for the Hereford sired calves was 72 pounds, 3 pounds heavier than the Angus sires, which is desirable and nearly ideal for commercial operations. At weaning, the Hereford sired calves were 11.9 pounds heavier than the Angus sired calves. After being weaned, a portion of the steers were fed at Circle A's feedlot in Huntsville, Missouri, where the Hereford cross steers outgained the Angus by about 0.15 pounds per day. The Hereford sired steers had about 13 pounds more of carcass weight and about 3/4 of an inch more ribeye area. Resulting heifer calves were developed and bred at Circle A's Lineville, Iowa ranch. Conception rates were tracked, with the Hereford sired females having a 7% advantage. The baldy heifers were sold at Circle A's annual production sale and averaged more than $50 per head more than their commercial Angus counterparts. In January 2011, the final results of a 3-year heterosis study conducted in cooperation with California State University at Chico, Lacey Livestock, Harris Feeding Company, and Harris Ranch Beef Company was released. To start the project in 2005, Lacey Livestock identified 400 Angus-based cows that were mated randomly to 10 Hereford bulls or 10 Angus bulls. In years 2 and 3, the project was expanded to include 600 cows and 15 bulls of each breed. The differences in weaning performance, feedlot performance, carcass value, and overall profitability were measured on the calves.
If you crossbreed with 2 British breeds, your real expectation is to improve what I'd call the lowly heritable traits, the longevity, the pounds of calf wean per cow exposed, conception rates, livability. I didn't really anticipate we were going to get a big change in feedlot performance, for example. That's not where you would expect to see the benefits. But ultimately, as we move through the system, and as far as we've analyzed the data thus far, clearly the things you would expect to have an advantage do. Things like feed efficiency, cost of gain in particular, average daily gain. Ultimately, the bottom line is there's been an economic advantage of return at the feedlot, clear through what I would call a vertically coordinated system in terms of dollar return to the producer for a crossbred product.
Pregnancy rates on yearling heifers that had been identified back to Hereford or Angus sires were collected in year 2 and 3 of the study. In both instances, there was a 7% advantage in pregnancy to the Hereford sired cattle, 93 versus 86%, in a relatively short breeding season where heifers were bred with artificial insemination.
Everybody's conclusion is there's hardly a better cow than a black Bali cow. And certainly one of the reasons we really wanted to go into the program is to get those Hereford females back into our cow herd. And we've been very, very satisfied with those Hereford cross cows, the black Balis, that have come into our herd.
Real-world data has documented the Hereford advantage, with a 7% increase in conception rate comparing Hereford-influenced and Angus-sired cattle, along with improved feed efficiency and average daily gain. Herefords are the right choice for commercial producers today.
Overall, the program has shown that there's greater return on investment with the crossbred cattle. They actually came out making more money in the feed yard and all the way through than the straight bred Angus cattle that were at the same time that we raised in our own cow herd.
Herefords are known for fertility and their easygoing nature, which means less headaches. They are efficiency experts and add longevity to commercial herds. There's no mama like a Hereford-sired mama. The 130-year-old American Hereford Association has been built through the hard work of thousands of dedicated cattlemen. To find out more about these research projects and the documented Hereford advantage, log on to hereford.org or call 816-842-3757.